Angelina Jolie, they once called her an angel, with crimson lips, piercing blue eyes, and a smile that could make the world stop. But they also called her a rebel, dangerous, untamable. She kissed her brother on the red carpet, wore her lover's blood in a vial around her neck, and once admitted that in her youth she hurt herself just to feel alive. Some say she was born of light but raised in darkness. Behind the golden Oscars, the iconic roles, and the humanitarian trips to war zones, there was another side of Angelina. Fragile, exhausted, but never defeated. This isn't just the story of a movie star. It's the journey of a soul that walked through hell to rediscover the angel within. If you believe that behind every perfect smile lies an untold story, stay with us until the end of this video. There are still so many things about Angelina Jolie that Hollywood has never dared to say out loud. And if you love real journeys, stories of souls that fell, then rose again, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next story. The real stories and the whispered truths that were never meant to be told. Angelina Jolie. Voight was born in 1975 in Los Angeles, where the lights of Hollywood never fade. Her father, John Voight, was an Oscar-winning actor, and her mother, Marceline Bertrand, was a promising actress. But when Angelina was only 1 year old, the marriage fell apart. Her father left, leaving behind an emptiness that nothing could fill. The three of them moved into a small apartment where Marceline played the role of both mother and father. There were no film sets, no bright lights, only love and struggle. Yet it was in that tiny space that Jolie learned two things: how to love and how to endure loneliness. Some say that this loneliness clung to her from the time she lay in her crib, becoming the seed of everything that would later define who she was. While other children dreamed of magic, all she wished for was something simple: for her father to look at her one more time. And from that moment on, her journey to find love began, not on the silver screen, but deep within the shadows of her own soul. What do you think about this? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the hidden stories behind Hollywood's brightest lights. When Angelina entered her teenage years, she was nothing like the other girls around her. While her classmates dreamed of red carpets and stardom, she was drawn to daggers and the sting of small cuts on her skin, sensations that, to her, felt more real than anything else. "I cut myself to feel that I was still alive," she once admitted, describing it as a private ritual in a world where she felt lost. At the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, the birthplace of countless Hollywood legends, Jolie wasn't just learning how to act, she was learning how to survive. Even as the bright hallway lights shimmered, she often felt swallowed by the emptiness inside her. At night, she would slip away from school, wandering the streets of Los Angeles, seeking warmth in cramped apartments filled with cigarette smoke and melancholy rock music. Some say that on one of those nights, she seriously considered hiring someone to end her life, believing that if death came at another's hand, it would feel less like a sin. No one knows for sure if it really happened. But years later, she herself admitted, "I thought about it very seriously." It was a time when Angelina stood on the fragile line between living and disappearing. A soul, desperately trying to reach the light through the very darkness, consuming her. In 1998, Angelina Jolie took on the lead role in Gia, a film that portrayed the real-life story of supermodel Gia Karangi, a woman who soared to the heights of fame, only to destroy herself. On screen, Jolie became Gia with a storm of emotions, radiant, lonely, and desperate to be loved. But the deeper she went into the role, the more the line between character and self began to blur. "I thought I was acting to release the darkness," she later said. "But in the end, it was the darkness that swallowed me." The filming days turned into a dangerous emotional journey. Jolie spent sleepless nights living exactly as Gia did, smoking, laughing, and crying unpredictably, and drowning in emptiness. When the cameras stopped rolling, she couldn't shake off the role. It was as if Gia still lived inside her. Some crew members recalled that after filming the scene where Gia dies of AIDS, Angelina sat alone on the floor for hours, crying and whispering. That could be me. No one dared to approach her. In that moment, there was no longer a line between cinema and reality. Gia wasn't just the role that brought Jolie her first real spotlight. It was a mirror reflecting her entire soul. Beautiful, fragile, and slowly burning itself in its own light. In 2000, Hollywood was stunned when Angelina Jolie, a young star who had just won a Golden Globe, suddenly married Billy Bob Thornton, a man nearly 2 decades older than her. They were nothing like any other Hollywood couple, wild, instinctive, and utterly indifferent to the world's gaze. They kissed passionately at formal events, scribbled love notes on hotel walls, and wore tiny vials of each other's blood around their necks. Jolie explained, "We just wanted to feel close to each other all the time. It was a symbol of connection, not something strange." But the media saw it differently. Many claimed it was a blood ritual, a sign of obsessive and twisted love. No one ever proved anything, but that image became one of Hollywood's most infamous legends of the early 2000s. Their love burned like a flare, bright and fierce, but short-lived, fading after just 3 years. For Jolie, Billy Bob was more than just a romance. He was a mirror reflecting the wildest, most primal part of her, a part she never truly let go of, even as she entered a new era of her life. In 2002, Angelina Jolie traveled to Cambodia to film Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, a trip that seemed like just another job but ended up becoming the greatest turning point of her life. Among barren fields and war-scarred villages, she saw a different world, a place where children smiled even when they had nothing. And in the middle of that landscape, she met Maddox Jolie Pitt, a little boy with deep, soulful eyes that seemed to carry the weight of 1,000 unspoken sorrows. Without hesitation, Jolie decided to adopt him. From the moment she held Maddox in her arms, she was no longer a Hollywood star. She was a mother, reborn. "My son is the reason I stopped hurting myself," she later said. Some have suggested that this trip wasn't just destiny. It was also an escape from relapsing addictions, from the emptiness eating away at her. No one knows for sure, but what is undeniable is that from that day forward, Jolie changed completely. She cut her hair short, quit smoking, and began traveling to places most Hollywood stars would never dare to go. In Cambodia, she didn't just find a child, she found the lost piece of her soul hidden deep in the shadows. From a girl who once terrified Hollywood with her rebellious spirit, Angelina Jolie stepped into a completely new chapter of her life. After adopting Maddox Jolie Pitt, she walked away from the party scene and chose a different path, a journey through lands shattered by war. As a goodwill ambassador for United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Jolie traveled to Sudan, Afghanistan, Syria, and more. She sat among refugee camps, held nameless children in her arms, and listened to their stories. Not as a celebrity, but as someone who deeply understood what loss feels like. The media began calling her the goddess of compassion. But some claimed those trips weren't purely humanitarian. A few newspapers reported that she had once been approached by a secret international organization because of her deep understanding of Middle Eastern geopolitics. No proof ever surfaced, but the rumors only added to her mystique. Half movie star, half spy. Whether truth or gossip, one thing is undeniable. Jolie turned compassion into power and transformed herself into an icon that transcended Hollywood. In 2004, on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, amid explosions and intense action scenes, two people from opposite ends of Hollywood met: Brad Pitt, the all-American golden boy, and Angelina Jolie, the rebellious actress with a gaze both proud and wounded. When the film was released, audiences weren't just captivated by the story. They were mesmerized by the chemistry between the two. A fire so strong it seemed to set the entire screen ablaze. Together, they became Brangelina, the most powerful couple on the planet. But behind the glamour, millions of fans of Jennifer Aniston, Brad's then-wife, felt betrayed. Rumors spread that their romance had sparked while Pitt was still wearing his wedding ring. Both denied the allegations, but as people whispered, their eyes behind the scenes said it all. Hollywood became divided. One side believed in destiny, the other saw it as an affair wrapped in a love story. For Jolie, it wasn't just love. It was the beginning of a chapter suspended between salvation and destruction. After their lavish wedding in the south of France, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt seemed to have it all: fame, talent, and a global family of 6 children. They were the ultimate symbol of love and compassion, a couple admired around the world. But behind the glamour, cracks began to appear. Arguments, disagreements over parenting, accusations of Brad's drinking, and claims that Jolie was controlling. By 2016, she filed for divorce, ending what once felt like Hollywood's modern fairy tale. Some say that the argument on their private plane that night spiraled out of control, and that was the night everything fell apart. Federal Bureau of Investigation got involved, but the conclusions remained unclear. From that day on, Angelina Jolie, the woman who once fought for the world, had to fight for her own family. In 2013, Angelina Jolie shocked the world when she publicly announced her decision to undergo a double mastectomy after testing revealed she carried the BRCA1 gene, a mutation that gave her an over 80% chance of developing breast and ovarian cancer. Instead of hiding or giving in to fear, she chose to confront it head-on. In her powerful essay for the New York Times, Jolie wrote, "My body is not what makes me who I am. My choices are." That single sentence became a global message of courage for women everywhere. The world called her a real-life hero, but behind her calm smile were waves of pain, both physical and emotional. The surgery had saved her from a terrifying risk, but it also distanced her from some of the glamour that had long surrounded her. Some said she was never quite the same afterward, quieter, more withdrawn, more distant from Hollywood than ever. A few directors even revealed that she only accepted roles that mirrored her own loneliness. Yet, perhaps that silence wasn't a loss. It was a new way of living, deeper, more honest, and freer than ever. More than 2 decades later, Angelina Jolie is no longer just an actress. She has become a symbol of rebirth. From a girl who once stood on the edge between life and death, she transformed into a woman who travels the world to help save the lives of others. But her legacy isn't only written through her humanitarian work. It also lives in cinema. From Lisa Rowe in Girl, Interrupted, the role that earned her her first Oscar, to Lara Croft, the feminist action icon of Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. From Christine Collins in Changeling by Clint Eastwood, a mother fighting alone for justice, to the wounded heart of Maleficent, a villain whose pain mirrors her own. Each role is a piece of her soul, contributing to the portrait of a woman who rebuilt herself. "I don't want to be called strong. I just want to be seen as I am," she once said. Some say she still keeps the knives from her youth, not to harm herself, but to remind her that old scars are part of her strength today. Now, Jolie walks between light and shadow with quiet grace. A woman who has walked through hell, carrying her wounds and turning them into wings. What do you think? Angelina Jolie, a victim of her own soul or a warrior who conquered fate? Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to discover more real stories and whispered truths that were never meant to be told.